Jack Link's Jerky presents Snackin' with Sasquatch.
Those aren't even cards.
Feed your wild side.
That's good.
Welcome back to Minglewood Hall as we go to the featherweights. And here comes the man they call the Impaler, Craig Stratman from Bartlett, Tennessee, which is a suburb of Memphis. Number one contender fight here between Stratman and Zach Hicks. Fighting for Pincer Athletics, trains with many professionals, and several of simulated Hicks. Zach Hicks, his opponent tonight, so he's had good preparation for this fight. Tell us about Stratman.
I'll tell you what, Stratman is a wrestling monster. This guy can take anybody down. He's super tough, he's strong, and he gets in there and he's got unbelievable cardio.
Former two-time high school All-American and a TSSAA state placer. So this guy has the experience as a wrestler. His style, though, is hyper blend, so he does a little bit of everything, and he is a very exciting fighter. And again, we're talking about the number one contender fight here in the featherweight division. So there's Craig Stratman, and here comes Zach Hicks. And how about this for music? His intro music, a little bit of country and western, it sounds like.
I like this. I like Zach Hicks. He's a very tough fighter. SSF has some of the toughest fighters in the state. Ron Daly actually made his first V3 fight. He's the coach of SSF and the owner. He trains them up, he trains with cardio, and they get a variety of different training aspects. So
well, I mentioned Stratman fighting and training with professional fighters. Hicks does the same thing.
Absolutely.
He's also trained with amateurs, Chance Wilson and Adam Glenn. Very exciting fighter. TSSAA wrestling state qualifier. In fact, defeated Stratman's teammate Joe Pass a few years ago. Pass is now a pro fighter. Here is the tale of the tape brought to you by Game Changer Clothing. Stratman is 4-1. He's 19 years of age, 5'8", and a hyper blend style. He weighed in yesterday at the official weigh-in at 147. Meanwhile, the Clarksville native Zach Hicks, 13-3, so plenty of amateur experience. He has 4 years more here on the earth than his younger opponent, Craig Stratman, 23 years of age, 5'9". He's a wrestler, and he weighed in 145 yesterday, 2 pounds lighter than his opponent, Craig Stratman. Now, the formal introductions for Craig Stratman and Zach Hicks as Hicks makes his way inside the cage. And again, a lot of fanfare here representing these two fighters. Hicks with a little slap for his opponent as they walk by, good sportsmanship. And now let's get the formal introductions with our own Michael Kelly.
V3 Legion, this bout is brought to you by Elite Multimedia and is set for 3-minute rounds in the featherweight division. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, the third man in the cage, will be Brian the Law Hall. Introducing first and fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the black trunks with the white trim. At 5 feet 8 inches, he weighed in at 144 pounds. A hyper blend fighter with an MMA record of 4 wins and 1 loss. Representing Vortex and fighting out of Memphis, Tennessee, welcome, Craig Stratman. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner. He wears the black trunks with the lime green trim. At 5 feet 9 inches, he weighed in at 145 pounds. A boxer and wrestler with an MMA record of 13 wins and 3 losses. Representing SSF and fighting out of Clarksville, Tennessee, welcome, Zach Hicks.
And Brian the Law Hall, professional fighter and better referee with the final instructions.
Times, touch gloves, be ready to fight.
And that was pretty simple. I think both fighters understand, Rick.
I love Brian Hall's intro.
Touch gloves, get out there. Be ready. Zach Hicks fighting for Scientific Street Fighting. Craig Stratman for Pincer Athletics. Round 1, here we go. 3 rounds scheduled for 3 minutes apiece.
I'm looking for a nice, tough wrestling match with a little bit of boxing and jiu-jitsu in it.
Wild left there by Hicks.
Hicks is throwing some big bombs right away, and Stratman's going to go with some leg kicks.
And there's a takedown by Hicks.
Wow. I thought Stratman would have been the first one to shoot right here.
Again, both with wrestling background, so both can do the damage, certainly on the ground.
Oh, Stratman kind of gave up his back, but he's got that leg. This is the point where you want to give it up and go right to your back. Because right now, Hicks is going to take his back.
Yeah, Stratman was trying to get them both back on their feet, unable to do so. There's a choke.
Oh, he's got it, he's got it.
Wow.
Oh, my
How
Lord.
about that? It was to our back, but it looked like he had it in there deep, and he did.
Rear naked. Like I said, he should have gave up and went right to his back right away because he didn't want to get in that position where he could slip that rear naked choke in.
Well, he was in a precarious situation, and again, they were far side from us with their back to us, but it looked to me that he was starting to get that in there pretty tight, and it was over in a heartbeat. Zach Hicks, how impressive as he moves to 14-3 for his amateur career. Greg Stratman absorbs just his second loss. Rick McCracken will make his way inside the cage, and that was a quick one for Zach Hicks from Clarksville, Tennessee, again fighting for scientific street fighting. And now let's get the official time of the submission and the victory for Zach Hicks with our own Michael Kelly.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in the V3 cage at Minglewood Hall, we present the official time of 47 seconds in round number 1. Referee Brian Hall calls a halt to the bout due to tap out via rear naked choke. Declaring your winner, Zach Hicks.
Impressive, Zach Hicks, and he does it in very quick fashion. The two good sports after the fight as they talk a little bit about the win for Hicks, and now Rick McCracken will talk to Zach about his victory.
Your winner right here, Zach Hicks. Zach, that was fast.
Thank you. I've been training hard. Greg's a tough guy, and I just want to get out there and finish the fight. Most of my fights have been going to decision, and I just wanted to finish.
You took him down, and it looked like he was going to do some wrestling. You grabbed your leg, and that allowed you to grab his back. Did you think he was going to keep that leg and let you have his back, or?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping he'd do, because then I'd just go for the over-under, take his back like I did, rear naked choke.
That rear naked choke was tight, and he tapped the other way. Man, great fight. That puts you at 14 wins. I've heard it's a rumor that that was a #1 contender fight.
I hope so. No disrespect to the champ or Tripp, but I think I could beat either one of them.
You gotta love bravado, my friend. You gotta love it. Zach Hicks, the #1 contender, he will fight either Tripp Carter or Jesse James Wallace in a future V3 event. Everybody, one more time, your winner, Zach Hicks. Do you want to thank anybody?
I'd like to thank my girlfriend. She's been doing a whole lot for me. My parents who came down. I love you guys. And all my corners that came down, Mike, Ron, Nick, both Mikes actually, Thomas. My longtime training partner, Thomas, he lives in Missouri. He came all the way down to corner me for this fight. I really appreciate it.
That's it. All right, everybody, one more time. Zach Hicks.
Thank you very much, Rick. Bold statement by Zach Hicks. He said he could take either Tripp Carter or Jesse James Wallace. It doesn't matter which one. We'll see. He wins the #1 contender fight over Greg Stratman. We'll take a timeout and come back with more action from Minglewood Hall right after this.